So we now officially have our Crossplane Yamaha R1, 15 years. And a quick thought just went through my mind. I wonder how many other things beside the motorcycles I have 15 years. Well, my toaster didn't last, my coffee maker, my Rolex watch. Not many things last 15 years. This is one of them. And if you'd like to watch this in 4K, adjust your device accordingly. Now, every day it's just getting a little bit colder than the day before. It's very predictable. It's not getting warmer anymore, but it's not stopping us from riding. To me, that's always the key thing. It may be a little chilly in the morning, but it always seems to warm up just enough in the afternoon that on a ride home, you're glad you went out. And I'm glad I went out. I hope you're still getting some riding in too, whatever part of the world you live in. So if you're a mathematician, you could figure out that I've had this bike roughly 1/5 of my life. 1/5 of my life. And actually, I've had bikes a lot longer than this. But when you have anything for that amount of time, you kind of bond with it. You get to be friends. You know its shortcoming. I remember Vince Lucanera, he used to say, yeah, the bike that he had, such and such a bike, he knew all the little flaws and all the little issues that it had, and that's why he kind of liked it. It was the patina of life. And I've heard other people say similar things, but this bike, when I got it, it was a very different bike than it is now. I did a lot of custom work to it, a lot of little changes you might not even realize are there, a lot of paint work, a lot of little carbon fiber brackets and parts and things, and the headlight part, which was the headlight insert, which was a giant job. And every step of the way, I always kept thinking to myself, I wonder how long I'm going to have this bike. You know, I wasn't sure. Some people have a bike a year, 2 years, traded in 2 years, 1 year, or even more often. I didn't realize right in the very beginning, right from the day I got this bike, I never realized that it was going to become a keeper, a true keeper. And every time I head down that driveway and head out on the open road, I think all of the adventures I've had over the last 15 years, and I hope I still have a lot of them yet ahead of me. Now, I have a lot of old stuff that I've had for most of my life. I've got a 15-year-old cars, 15-year-old motorcycles, even older than that. And a lot of this stuff has lasted because I've maintained it. Another thing, anything I've bought, especially the motorcycles, I've kind of done my homework, researched out what I thought I'd be happy with, and I haven't. They're just taking wild swings at a pitch. I've gotten bikes in my collection I really love. Now, I can remember 15 years ago when the Crossplane first came out, and reading all the magazine articles of the day and just going down to Millville, watching the AMA race and watching Josh Hayes. I actually got because I had bought an R1, I had gotten a free track day, and I was thinking, you get one free track day when you buy an R1. I was thinking, I can't wait to get this puppy out on a racetrack. I spent quite a bit of time, and I've documented it on a channel many times, making what I thought was going to be a higher performance exhaust system. Well, actually, the downside of any of these real high performance things that you're going to ride in populated areas is you really announce yourself. I was very happy when I put this stock exhaust back on a bike a few years ago. And over the course of 15 years, I've made so many changes to the bike. A lot of people don't even notice it. They think it came from the factory this way, which I guess is okay. I made 2 different seat pillions, and you never, nobody even notices that they're on the bike, which is probably okay. But those headlight covers, I wanted the bike to look like Josh Hayes's AMA bike. It was super time consuming. Getting them right just took forever. The paint work, a lot of the parts that are painted blue on this were flat black on the original bike. The side panels were flat black. They're now shiny black. The high intensity bulbs, replacing the headlights, super bright LEDs. John Pothius found those on the internet, super, super bright. Those black parts under the gas tank, those were flat black. The badging, I changed the badging. When it was a Ferrari bike, we had the faux Ferrari bike. It was, oh my God, how many years, 4 or 5 years? All of the little covers over the screws on the frame, the carbon fiber heel pads I made from scratch. The biggest job of all was painting the wheels. Those covers over the muffler are not something you buy accessory. I made those. And every step of the way on this, it's just been a labor of love. But after all these years, after 15 years, I just can't explain. This bike fits me like a glove. And some of the little things I did were very, very labor intensive, and they kind of slip by you. Raising and lowering the forks, I've done that so many times on this bike to get it exactly the way I wanted it. I've had at least 4 different sets of rental bars on the bike and 3 different sets of clip-ons. I've got 6 different seat pads, 2 pillion pads, and 2 extra sprockets for the back. But 15 years and over 37,000 miles now, I just wonder how you develop a relationship with a motorcycle in that amount of time. No matter if the motorcycle is good, mediocre, or bad, you still have a relationship with it. And this bike, it's been a wonderful relationship. And we have had so many good rides, so much fun. It has just been 15 years of, it's hard to explain. There's nothing on this bike but good memories. And this is by far, for me, the most comfortable of the big sport bikes I've ever ridden. And I have ridden a lot of big 1000cc sport bikes that just the one downside of them, they were uncomfortable. This one isn't. It was a labor of love in a lot of ways to get it to this point in time and space. But I think from this point on, we're going to have a lot, I'm hoping a lot more years of enjoyable, fun riding. And my humble collection of motorcycles that I've collected over many, many years, the objective was to have one bike from a roughly every 10-year period that I was involved in motorcycling. I've got 7 registered bikes at this time. Each one is very different. Each one is unique. Each one is highly modified to fit what I want, how I want to ride, and all the fine tuning I've done from the 2-stroke up to this bike. It's all, the purpose of it is to make the bike fit me to a T. I'm the only person that has to be pleased by the way the bike runs, feels, or how comfortable it is, and this one exceeds my wildest dreams. And after an absolutely beautiful day, it's time. I can tell it's time. The coffee is calling me. I know when I get back to the ranch, Karen will have a hot cup of coffee waiting, as she always does. And it's been just a great ride. I wish I could put a day like today in a bottle and just treasure it forever. Just absolutely beautiful weather. And we have taken advantage of so many these days. And let's hope there's more of them coming too, before we get to that brutal snow and snow plowing. And I'll take every one of these days I can get. So I think it's safe to say that our CROSSPLANING R1 has stood the test of time, and not everything in this day and age does stand the test of time. And guys, one and all, thank you so much for watching.